So that Nintendo Direct was something, huh? I don't know. I give it like a 7 out of 10. I forgot to wake up for it. I forgot it was this morning, but I watched it. I have some thoughts on it, and yeah, I'll just kind of go through my thoughts, tell you guys what I think. And yeah, I'm Jacob. Welcome back to NEWSOUP. Let's run through it. Let's go. I'm ready. All right. So we'll start with the new Rhythm Heaven game, Rhythm Heaven Groove. Comes out in less than a month, which is pretty cool. I'm excited for this game, even though it's it's really funny. They keep on calling it a Switch 1 exclusive for some reason. I don't know why they just didn't make a Switch 2 version of the game. You know what? They probably just had this game in the back burner, and they were just like, you know what? We'll just release it at some time whenever like we don't have any games for a little bit. And they just couldn't release it until like now. But I don't know. It looks pretty good. The co-op stuff I think is really interesting, and that's definitely going to be like the make or break for it for me personally, because I do like some co-op in my games. But yeah, I mean, it looks to be good, and I feel like with a Rhythm Heaven game, like you probably, as long as you have like a lot of good scenes, they said like it seemed like there's a lot of content, so I think that the content levels will be enough to carry it for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I don't know if I'll make a video on it, but you know. Definitely a game on the radar. Yeah, and they started the show with that one to get the Switch 1 exclusive out of the way before getting to what I think was probably like the most eye-opening section of the whole. Like this first section of the Direct kind of told us what the rest of the Direct was going to be like. So they showed 2 games back to back. I don't remember the name of them. I wrote down they call them Weeb Sword Game and Dragon Killer Game. They're both made by Capcom, and I feel like sort of the theme that I noticed throughout this Direct was not only were there a lot of third parties, but there was a lot of Capcom specific third parties that were showcased or announced. And it kind of showed to me that like Nintendo at this point is looking to kind of sell their Direct spots a little bit more. Like they're not necessarily as worried about promoting their games during a Direct, because they know that they have like the internal marketing and the marketing throughout their other many different areas to work on it. So I don't know, it was very eye-opening, and it kind of made me like kind of realize that like for Directs, like we probably shouldn't be expecting like hella first party announcements that are like shown like 2 or 3 years before they're, you know, gonna come out, because that's just not what Nintendo needs to do anymore. They don't have to do that. They've gotten past the struggle point. So I thought it was very like telling that like we had so many third parties, like so many Capcom specific third parties. But yeah, I mean, I've got nothing to say about these 2 games besides from that overall point. I did think that they both looked pretty visually impressive, and especially the next game after that, Stellar Blade, another third party game, looked very visually impressive as well. I thought that in general the fidelity of the games showed today were like pretty good. And yeah, I don't know, I thought in general there was a solid variety, even though it was mainly third party Capcom games. It was still a solid variety of things showcased. Orbitals was the first game besides from Rhythm Heaven that like really like stuck out to me, and that's a game that I definitely am gonna want to play and maybe even do a review on, because I love like co-op games. Like I either will play them with one of my best friends or with my girlfriend, and they're just so fun to play, especially on the Switch with that mobile ability. And this game looked good. I mean, I will say that it definitely had like, I did notice some elements of the game that seemed very derivative from It Takes Two. Like even like the dash jump, like I'll probably show it in the edit, like looks very similar to the dash jump from It Takes Two. It might be the same engine. I don't know. The game looks good though. And yeah, the fact that it's a Switch exclusive is always great for the console, just meaning that there are more exclusive games that they're going to be able to promote and highlight as reasons to get the Switch. And it looks good. I mean, it really does look like a good game. So I'm excited for it for sure. Going into the next thing, I mean, there was like a stretch of great stuff specifically for me. Rayman Legends remake. This obviously was teased earlier in the week, in the Sony. I think it was the Sony one. I think they showed it in the Sony one, but yeah, Rayman Legends Retold. I don't know what it's called. It looks really good. And as a big Rayman fan, I definitely am excited to play this game. I'm a little nervous because it being such a different art style definitely does make it feel different from the original game, but it could still just be its own thing, and like you can still go back to Rayman Legends and have a great time. So either way, I think it'll be a good experience for sure. And I'm excited that's coming back. Like, I hope a lot of people play it and Rayman becomes the GOAT again, because I'm a big Rayman guy. After that was a game that I actually think I wrote down this one as like one that like stood out to me. And usually in a direct, there's like 2 games that like stand out to me that I didn't know existed beforehand. And I'm like, oh, like this game looks pretty cool that I might want to try. For example, what's it called? Orbitals was like that for me last Nintendo Direct. That was like a game that was like, this game looks dope. Definitely want to play it. But the Big Walk by House, who also made Untitled Goose Game, which is very cool. I love that game. Big Walk looks really good. It looks like a friend slop game with like a good amount of co-op interactivity. It looks like a puzzle game kind of. I don't know. It looks really cool. I really like the aesthetic of like realistic like models and stuff with like this like surrealist like hyper colored like world and like figures. I don't know. It looks really, really promising. They actually have an open beta test in Portland that I might try to go check that out if I'm able to. But yeah, it looks really good. And that's gonna be one that I'm definitely excited to play, because that one looks gas. That one looks gas for sure. After that, we had a pretty interesting one. After that we had One Piece Grand Gourmet, which is like a One Piece cooking simulation game type thing. I think it comes out in October. It looks pretty good. I mean, I'm a big One Piece guy, so I was like kind of into it, but I don't know. There's definitely some things that I would like to see changed. Like, I really was not messing with the font like being so different from the pixel aesthetic, and I know that's like the kind of thing for these type of like simulation type games, but I don't know. I'm not like entirely sold on it yet, but it's a cool concept for sure, and I'm definitely will probably spend hella hours on that shit for sure. But yeah, it looked okay. I mean, it was cool that was a game that they showed, but it didn't look like anything super amazing, but it was cool. And then there's a couple things that there was like Pokemon Pokopia DLC today that like also they're announcing for like the future as well. I don't know. I know this game was really good, so I can't really talk anything on it. I didn't play it, so I really have nothing to say about it, but it's cool. I'm glad the game is getting attention, because I feel like genuinely it's 50-50 whether or not Nintendo is like, I'm gonna like help this game out after launch or not. So I'm glad that Pokemon got the 50-50 DLC buff, and it looks cool. So yeah, it looks cute. I mean, the games always look cute, so that's very cool. The next one, I actually kind of wanted to talk about for a second, because I will say this: I am not a Fire Emblem fan. I've never been. I've played maybe one Fire Emblem game like halfway through, and it was fun, but like it wasn't anything that like stuck with me. And I obviously dropped it halfway through, so I didn't even beat it. But Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, like, it looks like it might be the one that gets me into playing the series. I don't know why. Like, it feels like a combination of, like, the open worldness of, like, Three Houses that I kind of was interested in. And then, like, I honestly think the battles looked, like, great. Like, I loved how, like, seamless, like, the models are, like, from, like, zoomed out, like, the bird's eye view, and then, like, the, like, attacking view. Like, low-key looked good. Like, it looked, like, enjoyable. It looked pretty cool. I didn't really understand what the story was happening at all, but I saw that there was a bunch of playable characters that looked pretty cool, like main characters. So yeah, it looks good. Like, it looks like a game that might get me back into Fire Emblem, is how I would describe it. Hopefully it's good. Like, I don't know. I don't want to glaze it and then it sucks. Like, that would be kind of lame. The next one was Ninjala 2, The Uncharted Planet, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I promise you I'm not trying to be a hater, but like, this might be the least asked for a sequel for a video game ever. Like, maybe. It was just not something that I thought was like really interesting at all. Like, it looked fun. Like, it looked like a game that like had bright colors and like fun mechanics, but like, I don't know, like, it just did not look like a game that had anything else going for it besides from that. So And I feel like the IP is just very questionable. But maybe Ninjala is actually a huge game and I'm actually ignorant as hell. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if Ninjala is the game to play. But yeah, shout out Ninjala too, I guess. That's cool. The next one. Okay, this next one was pretty cool. I was rocking with this. The next one, the DK Challenge. So there's basically, if you have Nintendo Online, there's like a whole bunch of like mini like levels or like little challenge levels from the different DK games, and like you can like beat them and like get trading cards. That sounds awesome. Like having like a cool like unique little game like built off of your IP that like you can drop like every couple months for people to play is like pretty rad. It's pretty rad. And yeah, this one looks really good. I'm definitely making a video on this. The next one was funny because like the Vampire Survivor guy, like the guy who made Vampire Survivor, just like sold out to JJK. And he made like a JJK Vampire Survivor Battle Royale game. Yeah, it looks cool. Like, I mean, I don't really like JJK at all, and I honestly think Vampire Survivors, while it's fun, it's just not really for me. You know, it's not my type of game. Like, this is, a lot of people are going to play this, probably. A lot of people are going to love it. Yeah, it looks cool. Like, it genuinely just looks like a really cool game. And I love it when an IP, like, is willing to work with an indie creator like this and make a game collaborative style. Like, there's so many games that you can point to over the last couple of years that big corporate, like, big IP, like, I'm thinking, like, Cadence of Hyrule, for example, with Curse of the Necrodancer. Like, there's so many, like, I think there's so much potential for indie developers with big IPs to make some really awesome games. So yeah, I really hope this game is successful to sort of push that narrative further, because I think it's a really cool idea. So this was a little crazy to me, and maybe you guys can sound off in the comments and tell me if I'm trolling or not, but all three Xenoblade games that were on Switch are getting Nintendo Switch 2 editions, which is like, so first off, that's the first announcement, and that's like already a lot, because that's, you know, 3 completely like updated versions of those games with like better, they said they're all gonna have like better features, like better graphic fidelity, better running. They're all gonna be better. So like that's 3 like newer experiences of these Xenoblade games, especially they said like the first one, which is dope. And then after that, they proceed to tease the next Xenoblade game after that, Xenoblade Genesis. And it's like we just basically got 4 Xenoblade announcements back to back to back to back to back. Listen, I think Xenoblade's cool. Like, I think that, I mean, I really, honest to God, don't know anything about Xenoblade. I just think that I know people like it a lot. Like, those were the only 3 Nintendo Switch 2 editions that we got announced for Switch 1 games today during this Direct, and they were all 3 for Xenoblade. I just feel like it was a little bit, I don't know, guys. Like, maybe tell me if I'm being a hater, but like, I kind of wish like there was maybe some other Nintendo Switch 2 editions for Nintendo Switch 1 games. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I can't say this as the game that I would want, because I would get trolled for it. But like, I want ARMS Nintendo Switch 2 edition, bro. Like, there's so many games that like I would love to see re-upped, like kind of like just like, you know, rejuiced. Yeah, rejuiced is the right word. I want to see some games rejuiced for the Switch 2, because the Switch 2 is fucking awesome as like a hardware, and I don't know, we just aren't getting it. So it's a little unlucky. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of Xenoblade back to back to back to back to back. Next up was Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a hater. I'm definitely a hater, but like, I really hate the other characters, like the non-Miis that they have in those games now. And like, I like that they showed that you can switch to Miis for characters, which is cool, but like, I just don't like the look of the other characters. But the games look fun. Like, I wrote down skateboarding and Thumb Wars. Well, I don't think we need to see a full Thumb War game on broadcast. Well, that took up like 2 minutes of our time. Like, it was still cool. Like, the games look good. And yeah, it looks like it could be fun. I think I saw some potential for some videos in that game, which is fun. But it wasn't something that I feel like I would pick up if I wasn't going to make content about it. Hello Kitty Party Land was also a game that exists. That game looks like a Mario Party Hello Kitty, so that's cool. That's all I can say. Actually, it seemed like they didn't have like no content either. Like, it seemed like they talked a little bit about the numbers. Like, it wasn't low. And then they also showed Star Fox. Oh yeah, the Star Fox. There's a free demo today, which I will definitely be trying out. I might make a video on my opinion on the demo, but I honestly don't expect to because it just seems like a lot. But I'm really excited to try the demo out. This is a game that I think it's a game that, like, if it does well, that could be like literally massive for Nintendo as like just the idea that like they can revive an old franchise with like a remake like this, especially with Ocarina of Time remake coming out later. Oh, spoilers! Just kidding. Everyone fucking knows it's coming out now. I don't know, it's really exciting for sure. So big ups to Nintendo for taking the risk for the Star Fox remake, and I'm pretty stoked to try out the thing. Maybe I'll make like a community post about it or something. I don't know. You can't expect me to do anything. Piku Niku 2, that game looked good. That was another game where I was like, I've never even heard of Piku Niku 1, and I was like, Piku Niku 2, I'm in. I'm in. Let's play it. It looked good. They said 2027, which is too long for Piku Niku 2. Definitely need that today. But yeah, it looked like a good game. It honestly looked fun. I liked the graphic style. It just all the things are working for me, so I liked it. A new Dragon Quest Pokemon ripoff that I thought looked pretty bad. Like, I thought that game looked terrible. I feel like you wouldn't like that game unless you like Dragon Quest. Like, I feel like even if you like Pokemon, you could play a different game than that. Like, you don't have to play that game. So I don't know. It was not doing anything for me at all. And yeah, that was just my opinion on that personally. The Dusk Bloods. Okay, this is funny. I was talking with my buddy about this, and we're both like, this game is supposed to come out in like the next couple months. Like, can they like show something about it? Like, they've shown no gameplay whatsoever of this thing. All we know is that it's a PvPvE multiplayer game. Is set in this like weird like blood world, like this weird like Hotel Transylvania fucking type style world. It looks great. I know it's gonna be good because it's from Software, but like I want to see gameplay super badly about it. Like I really want to see something from it. Maybe there is a. They didn't give a release date for it, so this game could be delayed. Honestly, I could see it being delayed. Then we're getting to some of the good stuff here near the end. We got Splatoon Raiders. This game looks great. I mean, the thing about this game is that it looks really good, but also I kind of feel like it's gonna be really like low on content. Like, I feel like it's gonna be like not worth the price, which sucks because like I love this concept of this idea of this game. Like, everything about it I'm a fan of. I love the world. I love this idea of exploration. I like the gadgets. I like the gizmos. I like the fish. I like the flops. But it really wasn't doing it. This trailer, this overview trailer, really did not make me excited for it that much. The only thing I'm looking forward to is playing it with my buddies, but yeah, it just doesn't look super great. So I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take, but there's gonna be a specific direct for it, I think, at the end of the month. If they kind of clue us into the story a bit more, show us more of the world, maybe more of like the customizations, all the things that make the game unique and like a single player experience, maybe I'll get back into it. But right now I'm like low-key kind of selling high on it. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be that good. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. Ooh, and then we got probably for me personally, the best or second best announcement of the entire direct was the Deltarune reveal for Chapter 5. Comes out at the end of the month. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Undertale Deltarune world. Those are games I've played off camera since I was like in middle school. And those games I've loved for so long. Toby Fox is like, it's crazy. Like, he's like equally as talented as a musician as he is a game designer, because I love the games, but the music is like 50% of that. Like, it's so good. It's gonna be great. I might actually make my girlfriend play through the series before it comes out, just because I want to play it with her. But I don't know. We'll see. That one's gonna be good. That one's gonna be really good for sure. Couple more quick ones. There's a couple. By the way, there are games that I've skipped. If there's a game that I skipped talking about, it's just I don't really care enough about it to even talk about it. There's a lot of games I did not care about. They just like threw like 30 games at us all at once, and most of them I just did not care about. I thought it was funny that DayZ of all games got announced though. Like, of all games to port to the Switch, DayZ is kind of crazy, but whatever. I don't know. It was kind of cool. Like, it's a very random game, but it makes the catalog on the Switch bigger, and that's always a good thing. So it was fine. I was fine with it. There was like a furry farming game as well that looked like pretty, like it looked like it was well made, so that's cool. But I'm not gonna play that for sure. But some people are gonna play it, I'm sure. So yeah, shout out the furry farming game that's coming out. I think it's in spring 2027. Yeah, okay. These next two reveals I think would probably be considered the biggest reveals out of all of them in the entire direct. So let's first start with the Kingdom Hearts collection. So they announced that the Kingdom Hearts games 1 through 3 are going to be ported to Switch 2. I think the first game or something like that was already on Switch. I'm not entirely sure exactly the situation, but yeah, the entire collection of the Kingdom Hearts games are coming to the Switch 2, which is cool. They look fun. I might try them out. Like, I just don't really have like an extreme desire to play them right now, but it's a pretty big reveal. I mean, having the entire collection on Switch 2 is great for people that are like looking to start the series or just like play their favorite game again. Like, that's pretty dope. That's a very cool thing. And then I believe, I mean, I could be wrong about this because I haven't been on the internet that much in the last couple of days, but Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced after that, which is like a pretty big deal. They showed like a pretty big trailer of it too. It looks pretty cool. It looks I think the big thing about this game, let me say this. I can't say anything about how it looks as a game because I don't know what people will be looking for in a game like that. I will say though, I think it's incredibly cool that they are putting that game day one launch title as well on Switch with every other console. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, that's the key. Like, to have a successful Switch game, like, you have to release at the same time on the Switch. Like, I will choose to buy a game on the Switch if it comes out on the Switch first, like, or on the same time. Like, I will almost always do that. So, developers, if you're watching this, put your game on the Switch at the same time, and you're gonna make a lot more money than you think. But yeah, that was a pretty big reveal. That was a pretty big reveal. And then finally. Now, I will say this was leaked. This game was leaked like a month or so before this direct even existed. So it's not like the craziest out of nowhere reveal ever, but it's still Ocarina of Time remake coming out 2026. We don't know when in 2026. I project it'll come out probably holidays, like I would imagine November, maybe December. Wow. I mean, this game looks fantastic. Just kidding. We didn't see any of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I think that giving us that short of a teaser trailer with the game coming out in 2026 or supposedly coming out in 2026 is a little weird. I feel like it's a little concerning because, like, I would think that they would want to show gameplay for a game that's coming out this year if they want to get people excited for it. But also, I think that they also understand that all they had to do was show what they showed and people are going to be excited, including me, because I am really, really excited. I mean, Ocarina of Time is a classic. I like Ocarina of Time. It's not my favorite game ever, but it's a really great game, and the fact that it's getting a full Switch 2 remake is like, that's pretty dope. I can't lie. Like, it's gonna be dope. And I think the thing that most is exciting for me is to see like what changes they're gonna make from the original compared to this remake. You know, we have the privilege of having played the 3DS remake as well as the original, and like the 3DS remake like changed so much of the original game to the point where it's like, you know, like the 3DS remake is like a very, very faithful remake of the game, but there's still so many things that they've changed. What happens if you go a little bit unfaithful is my question. Like, what happens if you like decide to like fundamentally change some aspects of that game? Like, something I was talking about with my buddy was like, what if, like, we potentially have, like, a quest log or something like that to make, like, quests easier to track? Like, there's so many things that they could do with this game that, like, it has the potential to be, like, the best Zelda game ever. Like, that's the kind of crazy thing about it, is that if they don't fuck around and make a really good game here, like, it could just be the best game because of the storyline of the world that was created, like, so many years ago. Using that as a background with this modern engine, with this modern idea of Zelda games or just concepts that you've learned for years upon years, like, this game has potential to be like an all-time Zelda game. I'm just like a little worried because I feel like they haven't shown really anything of it, and yeah, it's something that I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they approach this game. That's something that I'm very curious on tracking throughout this year, because again, it has the potential. I'm calling it right now to be the best Zelda game ever. But that only has the potential right now. It is not. It could not be that at all. It was a great way to end the show, and obviously if it wasn't leaked, that would be a massive, massive, massive reveal, and that would have carried the show by itself. I think everyone would have thought the show was good if they didn't know that was coming, so it's a little unfortunate that it was leaked. And I also think that maybe some of the other things would have, or I don't know, it's rough, because when you have a game like that, like it's so exciting to people that even though it was leaked, people were ecstatic about it. So I think it was fine. Like, the reveal was still massive. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have made it to this point, I'm just gonna say thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is the soft revival of the NEWSOUP channel a little bit. I really honestly don't know how I want to approach this channel for the foreseeable future, but I do know that, like, right now, like, I have a passion to create and I want to make things that I'm interested in, and this is something I wanted to make. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed, please think about leaving a like or a sub. Both those are great. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.